Namaste, from this side to that. I'm Sketchy Me and I'm back with yet another video. Today's video is about logo design showdown. Immature versus professional. There's this logo request that I received from a client. They wanted to have a logo for Plush Curations. It's a company that offers luxurious experiences. The client wants a luxe logo that needs to be elegant and sophisticated. Now, based on this brief, let's see how an immature designer and how a professional designer will treat it. Without any further ado, let's get started and see how both the designers, whether it's a professional designer or an immature designer, how do they take this assignment and what are their first steps. They'll of course have to do the research. Now, the quality of this research depends upon the choices of the immature and the professional designer. There is one mood board that I have created for my inspiration. I tried to gather interesting font types, icons, how we can treat the fonts, anything that interests me to create a mood board for myself. Next, we'll have to choose the font types that we can use for creating the logo, and here's an extensive list that I have created. Out of this, the designer will have to jot down font types that interest them and that helps them to capture the character of the logo that they have been designing. I really like the formation of A over here and C, so I kept those two. But these are the steps that every designer should be following, no matter whether they are a professional designer or an immature designer. But the real game starts now. Let's dive into how an immature designer will move ahead from here. Okay, so the designer chose this Lesty font. This is interesting. It says Plush Curations. There is an interesting twist to this T over here and A over here. So I like this font pretty much, but let's see how the immature designer treats this font type to create the logo out of it. And here is the logo that has been created by the immature designer. Okay, in the first one I see Plush. Okay, U and S and H are connected. There's this star. In P, there's an interesting curve that has been added to P. Okay, then this C, again, it's having some interesting formation to itself. Then U and R and A are connected. Okay, T and I are having interesting formations, and then O and S, wherein N and S are also connected into some interesting formation. And if you go ahead to see the second logo, so it says Plush. They have extended H to match the P over here, and Curations is similar to what has been used in the first formation. What do you think about this logo? Does it look like a professional logo? Not to me. Reasons, I'll let you know. So I see that a lot is going on in this particular logo. There's this star icon that has been added. They are connecting USH. So many formation has been going on in the Curations section, and it looks pretty immature to me as of now. So the foremost requirement of a logo is that it needs to be simple. Simple enough for the audience to understand it, to connect with it. But in this case, I think it's like a market of design that has been offered in this particular logo. That is why it's a total no-no. And same stands true for the second option that has been offered by this designer. The designer is me only, but I created this version in order to show you that how an immature designer will take an assignment and try to show off all their creativity into one particular logo. But when we are designing logo, it is very important to take a step back and just focus on the important things or one or two key factors that we want to showcase in that logo. It needs to be designed around the idea of what the company is offering. So it's offering luxury experiences, but in this case, it's all design that is scattered all over the logo, and hence it is an immature logo and one should not be proceeding forward with it. Now that we know that it's an immature logo for a good number of reasons, let's also explore one of the major reasons why this should not work as a logo. Here, if you'll see, so logo is used at various sizes. It's not like we are going to use it on a billboard and we are not going to use it on any visiting card or packaging or anything that we'll be having. Of course, they will not be having any packaging for this because this is a luxury experiences company, but they will definitely be having letterheads or visiting cards for usage, and it will be very difficult for a person to read this logo at a small size, as you can see over here, and that is why it's a total no-no. Now let's get into the professional one and let's see how a professional logo can be created for this brief. In this logo, why does it look like a professional logo? Because it's one, it's simple. Second, both the fonts are complementing one another. Plush is having a serif towards the left, and hence the curations is also having a serif to complement the top section, which is interesting. I don't see a lot of concepts being added to this logo type. So I see like they have added a star to Plush to show that it's a luxury experience, something shining that they are offering. So okay, I got that idea. I also see that USH are being connected, but they are not very overwhelming. So that's second factor that has been added to the logo. Usually it's always recommended to add one wow factor to the logo, but here two wow factors has been added, but the second wow factor is not so overpowering. So it's very subtle, it's just a play with the typography, so it's okay, but I don't see multiple elements being added to this logo type to make it an immature one. I also see one more variation of this logo, Plush Curations. I'm not a big fan of that because it's like a luxe logo that they are trying to create, and this handwritten font type for curations is not really making up for that. Multiple icon options are available for this. Let's see what is the idea for this. So it says star for luxury top-notch experience. USH are connected to show that if you think the experience is over, it continues. So that's the idea behind this Plush Curations. So it looks like a professional logo right now because of reasons that I have just explained, plus there is a meaning behind the logo. It looks clean, clear and professional to me. And let's do the size test now. And as we can see that this Plush Curations logo is readable even at a smaller size. And this brings us to our comparison of immature and professional logo. To sum up the video, as you can see that the immature logo is having a lot of stuff in itself. It's like a design mess that has been created. It is very hard to read the logo. It is difficult to analyze what the words are really making up to say. A lot of design elements have been added in this logo, which are making it pretty complex, and a logo should be simple. And this simplicity is offered in the logo presented on the right, which is a professional looking logo because it's simple, clear and easy to understand. It has one design element, which is the star. The star has been followed in the logo icon, and apart from that, I don't see any competing elements being added in this logo. This logo is having a meaning to itself, and hence is working great as a logo for Plush Curations. Logo has been offered in multiple variations for different use cases, like just the Plush Curations, logo type with the icon and just the icon, so that this can be used at multiple places as and when required. That brings us to the end of Logo Design Showdown, Immature versus Professional. I hope you gained some insights from this video on how you as a designer can avoid making immature logos and definitely shift towards having professional logos for your clients. If you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll meet you next time. Until then, hasta la vista, cheero.